The road trip is over. What a trip that was. I'll put out a recap of the whole trip soon, but in the meantime, we head over to Agua Caliente, our home base, in search of some juicy games. Check it out. We stumble inside to some familiar faces, one being Justin Escalona, who you might remember from our win videos a few months back, and we put back a few shots together. Before we can get situated, Justin coolers a player in an all-in pot. The opponent has an ace-high flush, and what does Justin have? Oh, no less than the straight flush on the turn. Sheesh. We finally get situated and hop into the 2-5 game for just under $2,000. First hand of the night, I look down at ace-jack from the small blind. I have the offsuit variety, so when the action's on me, I raise it up to $30. Justin puts in the call. In the middle position, limper does as well. We're going 3 ways out of position to a flop. With $90 out there, it'd be pretty favorable to see a jack right on the flop, and that's what comes. Jack of diamonds, 3 of hearts, 7 of spades, action's on me. Out of position against 2 other players. There's not too many draws out there. I want to get value from king jack, queen jack, and pocket pairs, so I bet out for $40 into the field. Justin didn't make the trip out here to fold, so he puts in the $40 and middle position gets out of the way. We're heads up with Justin to the turn. Turn comes the 6 of hearts, and I'm not going to be slowing down on this card. 170 out there, and I bet out for $90. I still could get value from any of his draws. 8, 9, 9, 10, queen jack, king jack would all pay us off, as well as pocket 10s and 9s would probably pay us off as well. So $90 is the price of poker. Justin's not scared. He tosses in the same amount of chips, and we're off to the river, which comes a 7 of clubs. Pairing the board, a great card for us to see. I can go for one more street of value now. I don't want to make it too big though and have Justin fold any of his pairs under the jack, so I decide to go for just over a 10% pot size bet, $50, and it's enticing enough that Justin angrily tosses in the call. I turn over ace jack, and he shows a jack as well. Jack 9. I think we won the maximum there, going for 3 streets of value. $450 coming our way. We're up nearly $200 early on the session. Ace jack worked out handily there in the first hand. Let's look down at ace 7 of clubs from the button. Middle position raises it up to $15. There's one call over to me. I'm on the button. Normally I'd go for a 3-bet here, but in the moment I decided I wanted to play a multi-way pot with a suited ace, so I put in the $15. That brings in Justin in the small blind and one other caller, and we're off to the flop, very multi-weighed, which comes deuce 3-3 with 2 clubs. Not a bang flop per se, but it's pretty above average. When the action checks to me, I just have ace high, but I have the ace high flush draw, so I go out for a bet of $30, looking to build the size of the pot and betting on the flop so I can continue on turns and river in case the club doesn't come in. Surprisingly, Justin's the only player to put in the call. He wants to play pots with the wolf. That's fine by me, and the river pairs the board. It comes a deuce of diamonds. Any deuce now or a 3 will nullify our ace high flush draw. He checks it over to me, and because of that reason, I also have ace high. It's going to beat a lot of his king and queen highs. I decide to check behind and see what the river card brings in. The river comes the 5 of hearts, and he checks it over to me for a 3rd time. Do I go for one more street of value, or do I check behind with my showdown value? I still do beat a lot of those hands that I mentioned on the turn. I like to go for the check back here, not looking to bluff and get called by a hand like pocket 6s through pocket 9s. I turn over my ace 7 of clubs, and Justin mucks his card but says he had queen jack. Oh well, we're going to take down that second pot against Justin. Alright you guys, we're saying goodbye to Justin here. A little cheating scandal just happened, so Justin's going to leave the table, but...
No. Can we make it... Last time I was in one of your vlogs, I was fighting a lady at the win. So bad at poker.
This isn't about money. This is about poker etiquette. Which, by the way, some of you are completely unaware of.
And now this
guy is like a hurricane waiting to happen. Some dude at the table said that we're like cheating or something, and like if you watch any of our vlogs, you know we're not cheating. He stacked me in a 4K pot at the win. Like, we're not cheating. Justin's gonna take down that $2,600 pot with pocket jacks. So I called him out. I said, bro, don't ever call us a cheater. Justin gets up and says something to him. Dude gets in his face and now
tries to fight me.
Tries to fight Justin.
Over a $150 pot.
$150 pot. What are you gonna do?
Oh my god. It's great seeing you, buddy.
Yeah, it's great seeing you too.
Don't let anyone ever call us cheaters.
Nah.
That's horrible. Alright, buddy. It's good to see you.
Yep, good to see you. We're gonna get back into the hands. Let's go. And back into the hands we did not. Turns out I'm a liar. The vibes were just off after Justin left, so I decided to call it a night. But don't worry, I'm coming back tomorrow for splash pots. Alright you guys, we're back for day 2 here. Splash pot night, which means $40 for every field goal, $75 for every touchdown. We're going to try to run it up. It's a 2-part series. Let's go. Let's get into the hands. I'm feeling great, well rested. Hope you guys enjoy it. Let's go. We sit down at the 1-3 table, in for $300. We quickly have to rebuy, so we're in for $400. First hand from this 1-3 session, we look down at King Queen offsuit. There's $40 in the middle. That means a field goal was kicked. Agua puts out $40 for everyone to try and win. Middle position limps and I raise it up to $35. The small blind calls and the middle position calls as well. We're going 3 ways to the flop. 148 out there. The flop comes king high, king 3-6 with 2 hearts. The action checks over to me. I have top pair and I have the queen of hearts in my hand. So I go for a 1/3 pot size bet for $45. Only the small blind puts in the call. Middle position is out of the hand. We'll off to see the 3 of diamonds on the turn. Shouldn't really change too much. I think I have the best hand here, but small blind is going to tell the story that helped his hand in some way. He bets out for $40. It looks like a blocker bet. There's only $240 out there. He probably has a heart flush or picked up a backdoor diamond draw. Either way though, I'm not going to let him get this blocker bet through. I raise him up to $150. I expect him to call with any of his worst kings and some of his heart flush draws, especially the ones that have the ace of hearts in it. But not this time. When I pop him up to 150, he's done with the hand, he mucks his cards, and we take down that nearly $300 pot. Before we get back into the hands, I wanted to tell you guys about the sponsor for this video, Bosley. Some of you guys run good on the felt, but in the hair department, you find yourself constantly in a cooler situation. That's why I partnered up with America's #1 hair restoration experts to get you guys a free information kit and a $250 gift card towards a procedure. Whether you're just starting your hair loss journey or if you've been thinking about changing your life for a while, Bosley has the solution. The sooner you take action, the more options you'll have for keeping and restoring your hair. Bosley has both surgical and non-surgical solutions to help keep the hair you have and grow thicker, fuller hair where you need it the most. No more gambling with your hair. There's a reason millions of men and women have come to Bosley for the answers to their hair loss and hair restoration questions. People trust Bosley. They are truly the leader in hair restoration. I know I've personally seen their ads on TV numerous times before. Learn how to get your hair back. Act now. Click the link below and get your free Bosley info kit and $250 gift card. It's that simple. This next hand gets crazy. I look down at the ladies' pocket queens and I raise it up to $15 from the low jack. The cutoff now re-raises me to $50, and let me just say, he was driving the action at this table. When there was no splash pots on the table, he was the guy putting in money blind, straddling all the time, and just making blind raises. So take that information as you will. The action folds back around to me. Obviously, pocket queens against a normal opponent, I'm going to be coming in for the 4-bet a large portion of the time, but against an opponent playing any 2 cards, pocket queens is a mandatory 4-bet. I make it small though for $115. Not looking to let him get off of the hook that easily. It's only $65 more to him, but he doesn't want to play for 65 more. He wants to play for $350. He snap shoves all in. Is this a dream situation? I obviously toss in the green chip and say call. Not going to be folding pocket queens to this type of opponent. If he has kings, aces, or ace king and somehow sucks out on us, so be it. He's going to take my money. But I came to Agua to get it in good against bad players, and that's exactly what we're here to do. We turn our cards face up. Well, at least he does. King 6 of hearts. We're looking like we're in good shape. I'm a little superstitious. Don't roast me down in the comments. I turn over my cards but only show one of the queens. Needing to fade a king or some hearts. The flop is not favorable. It comes ace king 10 with 2 diamonds. The opponent immediately makes the better hand. Good thing there's 2 more cards and the turn is help right away. It comes the jack of hearts. We turn the straight. The river comes the ace of hearts pairing the board. He's left with 2 pairs. That's now good. I have 2 queens. I have 2 straights to choose from here. We're going to take down that $700 pot and felt the fish on the table. We're up $750 in this 1-3 game. Life is going swimmingly. We're on to the next hand where we look down at ace king of diamonds. $75 splash pot out there. That's music to our ears. There's a few limps over to me. Obviously, I'm playing for all that money in the middle. We have to consider that when we make our raise here, and I pop it up to $90. Then something very strange happens. The player in the under the gun position shows her hand to the player on her left, not realizing he has cards. What is going on here? Obviously, that's horrible news for me, because now the player who has cards basically has 4 cards of knowledge when he only should have 2 of his own. Fortunately though, he finds a fold. We're going heads up against the lady who showed the opponent her card. Somehow she's still in the hand. $260 out there and off to a flop which comes 6-3-3 rainbow. The opponent checks it over to me and clearly she doesn't know what she's doing, so I'm going to be putting pressure on all of her worst hands. I put her all in for around $60 effective. We want to get value from king jack, king queen, queen jack, all of those types of hands if they're going to pay us off. Additionally, she just could think that I have a strong hand like aces or kings and just fold a better hand like 7s through 10s. Sure enough, she mucks her cards and she turns it face up, so now not only the guy to her left knows, we all know what she has, ace-9 offsuit. Interestingly, she called our raise pre-flop with ace-9 offsuit, but she mucks her cards and we're going to take down that $260 pot. I later asked the floor here at Agua what the official ruling was for a situation like this, and he said her hand should have been dead and exposed to the entire table. Oh well, nice of us to win that pot. With that being said, we rack up our chips and head to the cage.
1, 2, 3, 20, 40,
It's fun.
50, 80, 90.
Thank you.
To a 2-5 experience last time. You're welcome.
Alright you guys, that does it from our session here at Agua. Got into the game for 400, out for 1391. What's that a profit of? 991. If you combine that with our profit last night of 380, that's like a 1380 profit. The numbers will be right here. As always, I really appreciate you guys watching. The road trip is over, but we're starting a new chapter. Who knows how long I'll be in California. Maybe some Chicago vlogs coming up soon. As always, good luck on the felt. I appreciate you guys. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace! Thanks for watching to the end of my video. Click my head below to subscribe and stay in the loop. See you next time.